What's up, guys? It's the Dogtown podcast. We're on our third episode. We got people bailing left and right. We're trying our best to get this one up on YouTube or Spotify, so I appreciate you guys for listening. Hunter, what have the past 2 days been like for you, man?
Man, past 2 days, let me fucking tell you, dude. So, I couldn't have a fart without taking a shit, right, for the past fucking 2 days, and it is all because of a tall boy of Red's Wicked Apple Ale that I drink, dude, over at a homie's place.
The
man.
original
I thought it was
flavor?
gonna be good, but that shit just fucked with me, bro. Wait,
The original flavor was like one of the different ones.
I don't know.
Did you drink water on top of it or not, man?
Man, I drank a bunch of beer before that, and I was fine before that, bro. But I had that Red's Wicked Apple Ale, dude.
Motherfucker, are you sure you're not just dehydrated from drinking a bunch of alcohol?
Are
you sure?
Hunter's been talking about this ale for like a day.
How bad was it? Like, how do you know it was that?
Because, like, okay, so the next day at work, what do you think I drank? Just pure water. I didn't really eat anything because my stomach just felt awful. I had fucking runs, dude. Like, yeah, dude. Like, yeah. No, I was drinking water all right, bro, but it was that Red's Wicked Apple Ale. That's what fucked me up, bro. I mean, of course I'm drinking water. Hell, I'm in the dish pit, bro. Like, yeah, dude.
You're drinking water accidentally.
I mean, fucking absorbing it through my skin, maybe, like some kind of reptile.
How is the new job going, by the way? Are you getting along with everybody? You starting fights yet?
Yeah, dude. No, I'm getting along with everybody. Everything's fucking great, actually. So far, so good, man. I like all the people that I work with. Like, fucking... Like, shout out to my manager, Daniel. Like, Daniel, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's alright. I fucking know. He's pretty fucking cool, honestly.
Yeah, dude.
I remember he offered you the job. I was pretty excited about it. I was like, hell yeah, Hunter's getting to work on something.
Dude, hell yeah.
Daniel do or Daniel don't?
Daniel do, Daniel don't. Daniel do or die.
So, the other day, right, I was traveling,
Were you about to say, bed? You freeze it up, you have a panic attack?
Oh my god, dude.
I did this in the first one.
I accidentally cut off Mason, and that's something that we're trying
Now
to
you have to
avoid
fight.
people.
Now you have to fight.
But it was like
dude.
the tiniest cut off, and I tried to play it off. But then, like, you looked at me for a second to see if I wanted to say something. Then I was gonna, then you cut me off again. But
I'm so sorry.
but it's fine.
Okay,
You know what?
okay,
I didn't even have anything
all
important
right.
to say.
Go.
You know what I was gonna cut you off to say?
What?
Is that it's fine that you cut me off. That's what I had to say to you.
Great job. This is fucking logistics level 1. Hell yeah. What were you about to say, Hunter?
So, I was walking along the, I got out of Ned's probably about fucking midnight, right, the other night, man, and,
Which is a bar.
yeah.
A bar in the town that we're in, if you're not familiar. It's kind of like the bar from Shameless.
Kind
It's
of.
a little bit like that. Yeah.
It is shameless, also.
It's pretty. It's really
pretty
shameless.
Yeah.
You see some wicked shit there. You were out there, and then what happened?
Well, I got out of there probably about, I don't know, a little plus to 1. It was about midnight 40-something, if you will. And I'm walking along, right? And I'm walking along this this bridge over by this creek that's down there by the place where I work now. And there were like 4 tweakers, like just sitting around, right? Like it was like 2 dudes and like a girl, right? And there was like or 2 girls actually. My bad. So they were all sitting down there, and they had like shopping carts full of shit, and they were all carrying like backpacks, and I don't know, dude. Like it was just a plain ass shopping cart. It didn't have any of the fucking panels anymore.
Fuck yeah.
I imagine they probably stripped that shit off a long time ago.
That's
like,
their new truck.
dude. So so anyway, man. I'm fucking walking along, right? And they don't give me any trouble, man. I just give them the what's up head nod. They give me the what's up head nod, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, right, off to my fucking left, out of the like underneath the bridge, right, up on top by the castle, like over here, which is a famous place here in Tahlequah.
It's an Airbnb. It's a famous Airbnb.
It's a famous Airbnb.
Famous Airbnbs.
Yeah, you can rent it out.
It is
for
an
like
Airbnb.
a whole weekend for $2,000.
You just have to sell one of your children
Yeah.
into slavery, and then you can rent the castle out for one night downtown Tahlequah and hang out with all your homies.
But it seems like it would be pretty cool.
It would be pimping as fuck if you could just go in there and start swinging from the chandeliers and having sword fights and shit, and like there's a bunch of dude. I would pay a whole child for that.
That's pretty dope. Your first child or like one of your second children?
Like one of the adopted ones, like one of the store bought ones.
You would. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
So terrible.
That is amazing. So anyway, dude, this fucking armadillo. So anyway, bro.
Aside from that,
We gotta go there, man.
Oh, you're going all in on what? Yeah. You should just play the recording of your dad if we could figure that out.
Yeah, that would be really tight.
Shout out to Cole's dad for giving
Shout out to
us
my
the
dad.
fucking dude.
Giving us a little bit of
Shout out.
encouragement to say horrible things about kids with fucking fetal alcohol syndrome. Fucking.
He said go all in.
Yeah, he heard our joke on the last one where I'm talking about our neighbors who moved out yesterday, and we're talking about their kid that has fetal alcohol syndrome. We're trying to make a joke.
But I
and
thought he was a
choke
cool
up.
kid.
No, I think that kid was gangster as fuck. He's going to prison someday, though. We all gotta have our moment, you know. And he's like going for I sent my dad, I asked him for advice on it. He's like, that was fucking funny, but next time you bring up something like that where it's a kid with fetal alcohol syndrome, you're afraid to go for it. You gotta go for it. You can't be beating around. You gotta be making fun of kids with fetal alcohol syndrome. You can't. So that's the theme of this one is just going punching low, bro.
That's pretty fucking fair.
I think we already punched as low as we could go with that one.
Why so I did child slavery.
We did okay.
Child slavery's pretty hard.
We did that was pretty bad. Right. If you were to buy a kid, though, what country would you want to buy a kid from?
Probably one of them Hispanic ones that work real hard, right?
Oh my god.
Son of a helper at work. He like passed me all my tools and shit and fucking. Actually, bro. So check this out. I was at work the other day, right? And there was this kid. Okay, so there's these two Mexican framers that I work with, right? Yeah. And they bring their fucking 10-year-old kid with them to work every summer, every day. Fucking, he works with them. He works his ass off. He's like a fucking.
Bro, it's America. What are they gonna learn besides get the fucking flashlight and get yelled at? You know
I told that to my coworker.
Hold it still. Hold the fucking flashlight.
I told my coworker Frank. Bro. I was like, damn, he's learning how to do framing. He's like,
fucking America,
learn how to put pills in little bags and sell them. And he looked at me. I was like, God damn, dude, what the fuck? Like,
that's what you're...
Yeah, it's implying my childhood was that. Like, it was a dark joke. So thanks for that, Frank. Oh my god, I'll story about you later. But, no, this little Mexican kid comes up to me and he sees me wiring up. Okay, so they need temporary power to do what they're doing to run their fucking generators. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm an electrician. Like, I'm a commercial and residential electrician.
Plug stuff in.
I plug stuff in and I shock myself and I swear a lot and I drop things and I'm just a fucking mess. But, I was wiring up these outlets for these, framers and their 10-year-old son comes up to me. He's like, is that what you're doing? Are you putting power in? Is that how you do that? I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. He's like, if it rains tomorrow, do you get off? I'm like, probably not. We usually work inside, man. He's like, I hope it rains tomorrow, so I get off. I'm like, okay, now there's this 10-year-old kid fucking talking to me, holding me hostage. But he's just so, like, adorable with, like, his full-size adult hammer and his full-size tool belt. And then, like,
he's out there working.
Yeah, he's got, like, a fucking Sonic shirt on. Like, Sonic.
Are you calling out somebody who's going to get, like, ice called on them or something?
No, these guys were legal. They all speak English. They all they're legit. They're all legal. They're all good.
And the kid was just there?
Yeah, the kid goes to school here. I don't know his name.
Oh.
Or he told me his name. I forgot it, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, that sucks. Anyways, he was sitting there and he was talking to me. He's like, so do you get off work do you go work on Sundays? I'm like, usually not. He's like, do you do anything on Sundays? You go to church? I'm like, no. I have like a podcast with my friends. He's like, what's the name of the podcast? And he got super like excited about it. He wanted to know what it was and when he could listen to it and all this stuff. So we have a 10-year-old Mexican. He made me write the name of it down on a block of wood. I told him to check for it on Spotify. And so I wrote it down in Sharpie. So hopefully he hears this and hopefully his parents don't beat the fuck out of him for the horrible shit we just said prior to this.
You're right. Hey, shout out.
Shout out to Mondragon Framing Services. I don't know the kid,
we'll
but
call him Little
Mijo. Little young buck. That's what I call him.
That's a little young buck.
Yeah, he's a young buck. Yeah. Okay, and I really apologize because I think I fucked this up, but you were telling a story about there were some tweakers. You were somewhere by the castle, and then we got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, fucking walking past these tweakers and giving them the what's up head nod, whatever, you know, and fucking, I remember an armadillo like came out of the left, right. So it turned into this scene where it was me and like 4 other tweakers, and we're just sitting down there, just being like, "Oh shit, it's an armadillo!" Like fucking crossing the fucking road, bro. Like, I took my earphones off for it and everything, bro. Like,
so there's otters, there's armadillos. You guys gotta come to the Town Branch Creek in Tahlequah. We got otters, we got armadillos, we got tweakers. Yeah. We got a wild natural fucking environment, man.
Yeah, dude.
We got a wild fucking.
Apparently, we got some bears around here, dude. And
there's a lot
like,
of Tulsa that go to the bars.
And there's like hogs.
Have you met any?
I've met a lot of those bears in Tulsa.
Did you get along? Or did you get mistaken for one?
Mistaken for one? No, I wasn't even large enough or naked enough to be a bear.
You need more leather.
I also needed more leather. We went to. I think we talked about the gay bar last time, right?
He mentioned when that's where you got the pamphlet. What was your gay bar story?
Pamphlet.
Oh, my gay bar. Well,
come on.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah,
all right.
It was Pride weekend, and like half of my friend group's gay, and we go up and we hit like regular bars, and then I'm like, and I don't even care about going to Majestics. Is like a bar for like anyone's welcome to it.
Yeah, you can be 18 and go in. I think.
Well, that's not the point I'm trying to get. The fact that they're like pro league.
Yeah, just
Hell yeah, they're like, that's fucking great.
I'm only mad. I won't explain why. But you keep only Majestics.
Majestics is cool. I've been there before.
Yeah, I've been there once.
But then they're like, we're gonna go to this bar called the Eagle. And so when you hear the Eagle, you think of like a biker bar.
Yeah, a classic rock
You
station.
think of the classic 103.3 the Eagle.
Yeah, or
I guess we're
93.3.
shouting. I think it's 103.3.
That's the Oklahoma one. The Arkansas one's 93.3. You get actually a better signal in Arkansas sometimes, though.
Oh,
out here.
Yeah.
They're the same fucking station, though.
Sounds like something my grandpa might listen to. And that's the name of this bar. And we go out there, and we go in, and there's a guy who's obviously a little alternative standing by the door. And I'm like, okay, it's just an accepting, cool biker bar, probably. You go in, it's like full the gayest bar.
Yep.
The gayest bar. There's a guy who's the bartender. He's like shirtless, wearing like a little Speedo, and he had a leather bondage mask on that was looking like a pig. And he had all these big
like he was
guys.
in Slipknot.
Kind of, yeah, like a gay Slipknot concert. And they're all super nice to me. I was wearing a lot of paisley.
I bet.
So they were feeling the vibes, and I kept just accepting their free beer and then politely turning away them wanting to come like hang out with me. But a couple of guys were cool. I mean, I mostly came with my friend group. And one of my friends kind of gave me a tour, like it was a zoo of all the different gay subgroups.
What were they?
He was like, well, here are like the fucking twinks and the otters. That's like if you were gay. And
I know. I've heard them. Yeah. Otter.
Like just like hairy, like little, like regular sized guys. And then the bears all hung out. They all hung out in groups. And there's a group of big shirtless like country dudes with the goatees and like Oakley sunglasses and.
Fuck
like,
yeah, but
and they wear like a bondage strap that has like only their nipples like exposed.
What the fuck?
And they're pretty much like shirtless. They wear like a Speedo. This one guy had only a cloth like hanging in front of his dick. There's nothing else except like a little leather belt. And they're just these really fat guys that were all just being gay with each other in the middle of the bar. And you walk by and you just hear the tone of their voice. You think you're at like you're in a gas station in a rural town. You're like, oh yeah, yesterday I went over and fucking. But then the end of that is I went and fucking fucked my buddy Frank in the ass. And I'm like, whoa.
I went and we drank 12
sounds
Trulies.
like my grandpa was hanging out with his buddies until you hear the end of the story. Yeah, we went out deer hunt, shot about 4 whitetail. And I fucked my friend Frank in the ass. Yeah, we were in that deer stand for like 3 hours.
The sun came up and down.
So he just let Frank fuck me in the ass.
I said, hell? Why don't I just try?
Hell. We're bears in trees. That shit was pretty cool. And I had to get by them because they're kind of in the way. And so I did like a little excuse me, like a little like, hey, hey bro, I'm trying to get through. And he was like, oh, sorry, bub, and like gave me a pat in the back, like it was my fucking grandpa or something. Like shirtless with his big hairy.
My bad, brother.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then so Charles was like, so those are the bears. I was like,
I could have figured that out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we met the leather people who Hunter gave us a good introduction to. They look like gay Nazis. They all had like, I think I brought that up last time.
You did.
No, they didn't look like that.
You apologize to those
I apologize already. I shouldn't be saying
Apology
that.
podium.
But I didn't say they were, but they had like black leather hats and capes and boots. And I don't know if they were.
They've got some strange fucking followings, though, dude. They've got some strange
but
shit
they were
going
nice
on
to
there.
me. They were nice to me.
They were very courteous. They were very kind people, man. Like I very much respected them, but like the rules that they follow are
seemed a little strict. Seemed a little fucking crazy. Hey, I was wondering.
It's wild. No, it is wild. It's out there, definitely.
I was gonna ask you, my neighbor over. Have you ever had any like crazy experiences with gay people? Like ever had like just do you have gay friends? Oh yeah,
That's terrible.
Because first of all, I'm gay as hell.
Right.
Let's get that out of the way.
Okay. So she's gay as hell. Just so we're clear.
I'm just kidding. No, but I'm not. Honestly, I've had a lot of gay friends. I have friends that attended actually that bar you were just talking about, like regularly.
Majestics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to go there. It's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they have like 2 bars and like 2 floors, and
they have a balcony and shit. It's pretty
everyone's
big.
wanting to be super nice to you, anyways. So.
What did the otters were? Like, what are otters?
Oh fuck! Well, okay, well now I have all the gay info. I am the gay
dirt.
I am the homo anthropologist. So in my studies and my travels of Tulsa, we got the bears, and then there's like the twinks, which are like skinny guys, usually like hairless and try to be hairless, and then the otters are like guys who are like normal build. They're not big, so they can't be bears, but they're still like really hairy and they kind of manly-ish in normal day life, and but yeah, that's an otter.
So an otter is just a hairless bear, essentially.
Yeah, but so you think of it, and it's like this otter's like a long, skinny thing that's hairy, and and a bear's a big old round thing that's hairy.
So it's not a compliment; it's just a description.
It's a practical description of the
That's
homo.
so like specific. Though.
Well, the fucking more you know.
The more you know about the homos, you know.
That's crazy because I should be knowing all this and stuff.
Yeah, and
Usually-
Like, that's what's.
But lesbians don't have like that thing. Like they don't have. Do they have clubs like shit they're into.
they got clubs out there. But also, we're in Tahlequah though, so unless you go to NSU, you're not really. There's no like.
You
gay
know,
community
there's some
shit.
gay stuff going on. You know, there's some.
Well,
lesbian
they have
stuff
like
happening.
LGBT programs and shit like that.
I would
They
say.
actually have a problem. I think.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was like last night or something.
We last night we went to it.
How'd that go? You go to a lot of gay stuff. That's cool. You're an ally, dude. Just so we're clear, this is a pro LGBT thing.
I'm really well. My brother's gay. Like I have a lot of like my uncle's gay. Like a lot of influential people in my life were gay people.
Same.
I feel like everyone had a cool gay uncle or something, or
literally.
yeah. And so, yeah, I guess I'm an ally. Yeah, I don't really go around saying that
Because
I
that
just-
makes you, it just sounds.
But I'm
try
just there. I'm just there in the trenches, in the gay trenches,
hard. Doing the deep dive
I'm just
reporting.
deep dive. Yeah. But like, I mean, I don't try to make it a weird thing. These just ended up being my friend group. I didn't like seek it out or anything. It just ended up being that way.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so me and Hunter just be rolling around on Pride weekend or whatever in Tulsa, hitting all the gay bars, and we're just like, hell yeah, dude.
Let's go, bro.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind like being around gay people or anything like that. It's just that like they seem to not like me that much.
Yeah.
In my experiences, you know. But,
Well, I'm sure they see like a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt, and they're imagining.
right.
They don't imagine you're.
They
Gonna be
you have super progressive views on the world.
They
and
don't
like,
imagine
yeah.
that. They're not gonna
Right.
assume the greatest.
But even if I
things.
didn't wear the clothes I wore, just, I don't know what the fuck.
I mean,
You think it's mostly just the clothes I wear?
like 90%. What are you wearing right now?
Descendants.
Oh,
and
that's not too
Adidas
bad.
hat. What the fuck? You
And an
just like.
Adidas hat, right?
You're looking
Yeah,
okay
you're,
right
you're
now.
just on guard, dude. You just have that liberal paranoia.
That liberal. I have the
Yeah,
liberal-
yeah.
Fucking paranoia.
You're like trying to sniff one out all the fucking
I'm
time.
trying to sniff on it. And you're smelling suspicious, dude.
The age of fucking paranoia.
So, did you hear about the fucking we were asking Jason Aldean?
No.
So he's like
No.
big in the fucking news. I know it's like a weird segue,
I've
but
vaguely
it ties
heard
in.
about this.
I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
like pop country.
Okay, and I don't like it either. There's a weird argument of it. So Jason Aldean had this fucking song that came out. Everybody's talking about it. I'm just gonna get a little lip service because like it seems like a lot of people are talking about it. It kind of blew up a bit. He has this song called "Try That in a Small Town," and it's like it didn't ever say anything about race or politics or anything like that, but it's like you can't carjack somebody, you can't fucking punch an old person in the face, you can't go steal a Wi-Fi
Is that what
password
they're
off your
saying?
neighbor. Try that in a small town, we'll shoot you, motherfucker. And then it was like a big deal, right? So he doesn't say he's talking about black people. But he's saying that it's like some, and so then the video is in front of an old courthouse in Tennessee where they lynched like some black kid or some shit like that. And he didn't ever say it, but it's like at this old civic courthouse, and the images are all from Black Lives Matter protests. And he's like begging, he's like, "Come on, try that shit in fucking was it Memphis, Arkansas? Where's what's a small town? What's a small town in Arkansas?
Memphis is not. That's in Tennessee.
You're right.
There's
I
a
think
small
West
town in
Memphis.
Arkansas. I think there's a town called Y, Arkansas. Just
Try
like
that in Y, Arkansas.
Yeah,
Try
there's
that
just
in
one
fucking. Try that. What? Do you think that that's like racist or not? Do you think it's like that's like borderline pro lynching? Would you have to hear it?
Well, whenever you got a bunch of white guys with guns saying, "Come and try it," who do you imagine their enemies are in their head?
It could be anybody.
Other white
right?
guys with guns?
Sometimes,
Maybe.
but usually it's not that. It's just the
It's
imagery
usually a bunch
of it.
of vague, diverse, multiracial, curly-haired people with machetes decked out in black, looking like a bunch of diverse ninjas coming out. And they're all like wearing rainbow flags. I don't know if I'm gonna, but that's what I think they're imagining in their head.
Isn't that's Antifa coming to take their shit?
Whatever, a paranoid redneck, or like straight up Chinese military.
They need Red Dawn.
It's either gay ninjas or the Chinese
Red
military.
Dawn type
It's the
shit.
redneck's worst fear.
Is them just coming and just fucking...
Or Obama, literally, like, showing up in his yard.
They were pretty mad
He
about
would shit his
Obama. They were
pants,
pretty
yeah.
mad about... Like, people were making a lot of killing Obama jokes when I was a kid. I don't know
That
about you.
was pretty bad.
That was, like, top tier edgy when I was in school.
I had a neighbor who I was friends with him, but his dad was convinced that Obama... He was like, my dad said Obama's going to make the white people slaves. I was like, oh. Huh.
Fuck him.
And, but I was like, I don't think that's gonna happen. And he was like, oh, he didn't really give a shit either. No, that's just what my dad says.
My dad's such a fucking idiot politically, and I'll say this, I don't care. I hope he listens to this because he needs to remember this because he's gonna cringe when he hears this. That when Obama lost, not his first, well, not when he got the first time, when he lost to Romney, my dad went online and he joined the petition to secede the state of the union under Texas, and we live in Peggs, Oklahoma, and he joined something to secede from the state because Romney lost. And then meanwhile, he fucking hates Romney. Romney's a fucking scumbag. Fuck him, blah, blah, more motherfucker, blah, 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 all this shit because he came after his boy Trump, right? And so now it's like, what? Like, you just put yourself on, like, you've been that mad at Obama. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, it couldn't have all just been, was it because he was just young and black? Was it really just racism? That's an extreme fucking thing to go to. Other people did that, not just him.
Yeah.
Like, do you think, like, you're gonna leave the country over that? Over Romney losing?
I mean, to get too fired up about politics.
I
are
fucking
important.
hate politics, bro.
You know,
I love them.
It's sad
I
that
fucking
local
hate
politics
it. I
is the
agree.
most important.
Mm-hmm.
Local politics is the most important, but the least talked about. And
Yeah.
almost the least important to vote for is the presidential one, but it's the most talked about.
Yeah. And a lot of times I feel like that some of the shit they throw out there is a
Vote
distraction
for your
bigger
city
things.
councilors and vote for your city, like, your local county representatives.
And here's what you need to do, okay? It could be worse. Did you remember what happened in Warner?
Yeah, that's where my family lives.
So can you give us some insight into law enforcement in Warner at all?
Well, there's a long history. At times they've had just one cop. I remembered several times my aunt Rhonda. Shout out to my aunt Rhonda. She's worked at that high school for like 50 years now. So she's like seen 4 generations of Warnerians or whatever you call them.
Warnerians?
Yeah, I don't know.
Warnerites?
Warnerites. Yeah.
Warnerites.
People call it Cowtown down there because there's too many damn cows around there. But the cops are racist and mostly white, and they're all like white guys essentially. And the city council is really racist. A few years ago, they were caught on video having a city council meeting, and they were talking about celebrating MLK Day in the school, and the sheriff or police, some guy in the thing called it like Dead N-word Day.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's really bad.
Bro.
And it got famous. It's so fucked up.
That's
And it made Warner like the most, like, my family's, if there's any natives in Warner, that's like all my family. And I did have this cousin, well, I call him Chudge, his name's Edward, but he'd ride around on a bike and sold drugs to everyone. But
Fuck yeah, badass Judge.
he did that for just years, dude, just riding around on his bike. They say he outran the Muskogee police for 17 miles.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hell
And like
fucking yeah.
he was...
Through a
Because,
backwood trail with no
he-
socks on.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Legendary. But other than that, all the rest of the people in Warner are either like poor, just people who live in the tiny town, or a bunch of rich rednecks and their dads who own thousands of acres and thousands of cows. But recently, the entire sheriff's department like quit.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to bring up is that they said that on, I don't know what day you guys are going to be listening to this, but the Friday of the week we were recording this, that the sheriff had quit, and then all of the people in the sheriff's department
All the
quit.
stuff. No cops.
And then they said by Saturday, 6 a.m. yesterday, they're going to start deputizing people. And it's going to be a whole new police force, which is an awesome thing to hear, right? These cops are just training.
They're just getting people from the
They're deputizing their buddies. They're calling their buddies up. Hey man, you want to be a cop? You want to be a cop? There's a chance. You want to do it? That's some old west real shit still alive here in Warner, Oklahoma.
That's
Here's
scary.
where-
Warner's not the place you want that to be happening.
Like, could you imagine if your buddy called, hey, you want this gun in this car and fucking all of this like equipment to test shit with?
Okay,
And like,
personally, yeah. Like, hey, you want to be a cop for like a week? I'm like, yeah.
we gotta
I
figure some
guess.
shit out.
If I don't own, I mean, sure, dude. Yeah, I'll be like the super bad, you know.
Be just driving around shooting stop signs and fucking
smoking blunts, shooting stop signs.
Would you like be pulling people over and shit still?
Over just see what they're up to.
Just to check in on them?
Just check in. See what's up.
Just to make them late
Walks up
for
to the
work?
window like, yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all?
I thought your fit was criminal.
Hey, if you were in Warner, that might be your family then, right?
My family, the cops,
No, the people you're pulling over.
or the people that,
The people you're pulling over, right?
the people they're pulling over. Oh, that I'm pulling over. Oh yeah, and I'd be like, what up, fam?
What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
what up, dog? What you doing cruising the subway? That's like one of the only places to eat in Warner.
I already know Hunter's answer, but I want to ask you: would you ever be a cop?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Fuck cops.
Yeah, honestly, fuck cops.
Yeah.
Respectfully, but not respectfully. You know?
No, I think that we're all on the same page about that.
I will say my dad was a cop for a long time,
Ooh.
so I had to be like the cop's child and shit.
Right.
So it was like Buki, but I mean, he's like grown out of that shit now. Like he stopped being, like doing that a couple years
He doesn't
ago.
seem strict at all.
Yeah, he's not anymore. Like he just doesn't care anymore.
But
you know?
do you think that because he was a cop, that's part of the way you and Logan kind of turned out the way you guys did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh. Was he like strict
That's
as
a good
dad?
part of it, I would say.
Was he strict as like when you were like a kid? Like when you
Yeah.
were still a cop?
Especially in school. And like we couldn't go anywhere really. If I wanted to go somewhere, I had to ask like a week in advance.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't have people over. All
Fuck.
kinds of shit like that. It was bad.
So some really fucking strict rules.
Yeah.
But they never went to my phone or anything like that. Like that, at least I got that. So I was like, yeah, you know. I mean, I didn't have anything on my phone, but you know, like.
What age did he
But
stop?
still.
What age were you when he stopped being a cop?
Dang. I'd say like when I was like 17.
And then was it like
So
cool
probably-
right after, or was it still stressful?
It took him a little bit to get off of it.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, I get it.
One time we got him to take an edible for his first time. He only
Fuck
took
yeah.
like 10 milligrams, but he was sitting on the couch like this,
he
dead, and it was funny as hell.
Lean back.
Yeah, it was so funny.
got fucking. He probably hadn't gotten to try weed in like what, like 10 years or something, right?
Actually, he used to sell it in high school though. That's what's funny about it.
Really?
Like, how do you sell it and then you become a cop,
Shit.
and then
Oh,
you care about it, and then you didn't? You know, I don't know.
It's so crazy to
Yeah,
like,
it is
switch
crazy.
up like that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, how do you do your own stuff like that?
I mean, I know I'm not gonna name names, but I know some people that went to be like jail guards and shit. Not necessarily cops, maybe try to be cops, and they did the same shit I was doing.
Right.
There was one lady I saw when I was locked up, and she was one of the COs, and I'm not gonna name her, but she one time years before when we were younger, she borrowed my gun at a party and shot in the air on New Year's. Went woo! And fucking shot my 9 off, and then 2 years later, I'm in a cell and she's my guard and she's yelling at me. I'm like, fuck you, fuck! I know you're doing the same fucking shit. What the fuck? Like, yeah, I was just mad. I was really mad.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I had a good friend actually become a fucking cop, right? And I told him that it was a bad idea. The rest of our friends at the time told him that it was a bad idea. And then he still just fucking went with it. And these days he's not a cop. I just saw him ride into one of my favorite bars on a Harley.
He's doing some cool shit now.
He's doing some cool shit now.
With that fucking $20 an hour or whatever. I don't think they make that much, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I told him it wasn't
So,
like...
oh, no, you get what were you saying?
I told him it wasn't like fucking like Batman justice or whatever, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, like his idea of what being a police officer would be.
Dude, yeah, no.
Yeah, he quit because he told me, he said, I was tired of my friends hating me and getting almost killed
Good.
by random people all the time.
Good. You shouldn't be a cop then. That sounds like a
mean,
hard
it's
life
exactly
for a
what-
cop. Yep, that sounds like a...
He gave me a ticket.
He still gave you a ticket?
Yeah, he gave me a
He
ticket.
did.
Son of a fucking bitch.
He fucking did.
I will say, he could have arrested me.
Right. But also he could have just not written you a ticket at all. He'd be like, ha, see you later.
Could have. It could have been a good old boy system. You know what I
They
mean?
do that. They do that.
Down.
Oh. I got a story.
Oklahoma.
I got-
Woo-hoo,
all right.
Deputizing.
Can I tell a little story about something similar to the Good Old Boy system? Like a little bit?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
just a small tie into that. So, I got this coworker, I fucking love him. He gives me a ride to work every day, and he just reminds me a lot of, like, I don't know, I want to write something about him. His name's Frank, and he's like an Iraq war vet, and his family's from around here. His cousin's like one of the head marshals or something like that. I think he's a marshal is what he is. And so Frank has this cousin's cop he was talking about, and he always, I told him about, I have like a criminal record and shit, and he's always like, oh man, there was this one time I was fucking drunk driving. I hope he didn't fucking hear this. There's this one time I was drunk driving and I got caught, and basically the cops called my cousin. My cousin's like, let him go. and they let me go. And I always think about like how fucked I would have been if it wasn't for that. And he said he joined the army when he was 23, and so he graduated high school when he was 18. He didn't go to college. My boss went to Fort Collins for a little bit, but this guy didn't go to college. He stayed in town, and he did what we were doing, like go to Ned's all the time. But he kept getting into like fucking fist fights, and like that he always didn't get arrested because all the cops knew him and all this shit. Like he was just bragging on that. So like he doesn't get what it's like fucking completely like, and he doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't have a warrant at the time of this, right? And so we're electricians, and I'm going to work on this house. We're doing like new construction, and he's like talking to me for a second. He's playing music, and I'm working on this light, right? So I'm up like a 6-foot ladder, and I go up this 6-foot ladder, and I'm like fucking with it. Like there's something wrong with it, and so my head's like peeked in where I can't see anything down. And I hear boot steps come up, and it doesn't sound like Frank. Frank wears like sneakers, right? And I don't fucking notice it, and then I look down. Fucking funny enough, there's a goddamn fucking cop right there, fucking no less than 6 feet in front of me.
Oh shit.
And he's like, "Are you the one with the warrants?" And I was like, and I just looked around, I fucking froze. I about fucking shit myself. I had like a huge heart attack. I saw my life flash. Because like, what the fuck? I'm at work on a ladder, and the cop tracked me down over a speeding ticket. I'm on a ladder. I can't even run. What do I do? Like, there's not even a, like, I'm at work, bro. I'm at work. Like, really? We're gonna do this out? Like, that's my crimes. I went to fucking work. What the fuck? Okay? And there's a pause, and then he looks at Frank, and he goes, "Frank, is this one of the warrants?" He's like, "Yeah, don't let him fucking lie to you. Fucking get his ass." And then I was like, "Ah."
That was your coworker?
That's my coworker said, "Get his ass." And then fucking I dropped my tools, and I was like, "Ah." And then he like looked at me for a second, and he was like, I'm just fucking around. I don't give a fuck about that. But hey, you want to see scared? Look at all them fucking Mexicans over there. He said Hispanics. He started whispering Hispanics real quiet, like all racist. Like, look at them fucking Hispanics over there. There was 13 people, Hispanic people that were doing the framing on the house across from us. When the cops showed up, there's like 13 of them. When we came out, there's like 2 of them. There's like 2 guys. The rest of them were like hiding underneath trucks in the bushes, and it was the fastest I'd ever seen fucking these guys disappear in my entire. And then he's like, ah. And then Frank thought that was just the funniest fucking prank, is to have a cop harass me at work and threaten to arrest me while I'm out. Like that's really funny to him. That was his cousin. Yeah, that was the joke. That was his cousin. He set him up to it. He thought it was really funny. So I was like, okay, I gotta get back at this motherfucker somehow. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I have to come up with some kind of fucking prank, right? And I end up doing it on accident, right? So Tobias takes me to the fucking Woodall flea market, and he's like spending way too long, just like, I don't even know, some stupid side quest shit that I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
As Tobias does.
Yeah, as he does. But remind me, I do the dog story too. I forgot to put that on the list.
The dog story?
Yeah, that's gonna be good. And we
oh my god.
From earlier this week.
Yes.
But we'll segue into it. So hold on. Yeah. So I'm at the Woodall flea market, and he's taking forever, and I just want to go. I don't even have my socks on. Like, I'm just waiting. And I start looking around. I don't even have that much money. I'm like, Tobias, I don't even spend money on stupid shit at the flea market on Sunday. So, no, right, well, one more second. Look at the DVDs. Look at these. I'm like, okay. So I go into some other fucking booth, and I look through some t-shirts, and I see that they have, I was going to wear it to this, but I didn't, because it got kind of sweaty. They have, I like military surplus clothes, so they have a desert camo pattern, like, what do you call it, dry fit shirt, like the ones that you can sweat out, like they didn't hurt you that bad. So I go, I'm like, how much is that? Like, $2. I'm like, fuck it, I'll get it for $2. It's kind of cool. Because I don't even have work shirts. I have shirts from other companies I don't work for anymore. They're all torn up. Like, I don't even have real work shirts. I'm poor as fuck right now. And I'm like, okay, $2 shirt, fuck it. So I go and I wear it to work, right? And then I get in the car, I get in the truck, and Frank's not talking to me for a second. He didn't even really process what's going on. And then we get out, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Cole. I'm gonna fucking kill. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, what? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He's like, no, what the fuck? Do you know what the fuck? He's like, when I went to Iraq, the Iraqis wore that same fucking pattern. That was the same fucking one. Then I swear to God, you're freaking me the fuck out every time. Because I grew my beard out too a little bit. Like, I kind of fucking, and he knew I'm like part like Middle Eastern, whatever. My dad said give that a shout out. Fun fact, but not like raised. But he's like, oh, that's fucked up, man. That's my fucking face. And so I started giving him a fucking panic attack at work.
Just because of your facial hair?
Because I was wearing a shirt that he said had the same pattern that the Iraqis wore when they went over there. And so every time he saw me like in the hills working on something or whatever, all he saw was an Iraqi and started freaking him the fuck out. He has a gun on him. And he has a ball of Xanax in his truck. He's crazy as fuck. He is fucking absolutely out there, right? But he chose, and he was like, don't wear that fucking shirt back to work. Don't wear that shirt back. And so I'm glad, because even though I didn't mean to do it, I gave him as much of a panic attack as I would have gotten if I went to jail on a ladder. For just a minute, he was back in Iraq. For just a minute, he was back in Fallujah. He also told me about, they had this crazy thing. I want to get a case at some time. He said it was called Wild Tiger energy drink that they had over there.
Wild Tiger?
It's called Wild Tiger, and the cans were all in Arabic, and it was like a Jordanian company made it. And he said that they would go into the towns in Iraq and they buy pallets of them because you couldn't get American products over. Like you get the shit that was on the canteen, like they'd send you like Rip Fuel or something. Yeah. But if you want to get like actual shit, you get from Iraq. So they go to the markets and they buy pallets full of this fucking crazy ass energy drink called Wild Tiger. And Frank says that East Sword was like the closest thing to fucking like hard drugs that anybody had been on. And I looked it up, and it's really sketchy what the ingredients were because it was made in war-torn factories in the Middle East, right? And there's rumors all kinds of things being in it. It turns out there is the precursor for nicotine in it. Not nicotine, but something that it can make it. But he told me a story about how all of his squad mates went and they bought a pallet of it for like $2. You buy a pallet, like 50 of them, for like $2.
Of this?
Yeah, it was absurdly cheap. It was like ridiculously cheap, right? And this is in 2012, 2011, something like that in Iraq. And he said they went back and they all tested positive for cocaine after that, and they couldn't explain it, and they couldn't fucking do it. Like, all right, everybody stop buying shit from the market in this town. This is getting fucking sketchy. Because the Wild Tiger was too fucking wild.
That's pretty wild.
All right, you want to start off on the Tobias dog story?
From my perspective?
You want to do that, or should I just start it?
It's pretty funny from what I saw, too.
I guess I could fucking... What do you think? What flows better?
You want to talk?
So, the other day... Pause. That's just a cigarette, guys. The other day, I was, like, sitting around, and I was supposed to go trivia night with my sister, and I was, like, waiting for fucking forever. You were actually there for part of it, pointing to her, and I was waiting forever, and then Tobias calls me in the morning, and he's, like, trying to make small talk. He calls me before I have to go to work. It's, like, too early. He's like, I need somewhere to go drop these dogs off. Tobias hates fucking dogs, right? He doesn't even like dogs at all. He's like, I'm gonna go to Kenwood and drop these dogs off or something. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What? I thought he was joking at first. And then I get off work. He's like, yeah, I gotta get rid of these dogs. I'm like, where are you at? He's like, I'm in Vian. I'm in wherever the fuck, like somewhere north of Tahlequah. I'm like, so
Bonita or
yeah.
Some shit?
So Tobias has this lady that is kicking him out. She has a boyfriend. She has kids of her own, but he's like still obsessed with her. And she has 3 or 4 dogs, but she wanted to get rid of 2 of them. Right, and so this was really fucking sad. She's like, okay, I need some of these fucking dogs. Will you take them to a shelter? And then you try to take them to a shelter here in town. They wouldn't fucking take them, I guess, right? She's like, all right, I'm gonna drop the dogs off. I'm gonna let them fucking stray out somewhere. I'm like, God damn it, Tobias, don't fucking do that. I didn't tell him to bring him over here. That's what he fucking did. So he brought him over here. And then hours away. Like
Yeah.
he went hour. You could went to Tulsa. It made no fucking sense direction wise why he did this. I was so fucking mad. And,
didn't you ask Mason, like, if you could keep him over at my place?
I tried to do everything I could for these dogs. Everything I could for these fucking dogs. So he shows up, and then next thing you know, one of the dogs is fucking sick. It's not good looking at all. It's like, okay, maybe you don't even need to keep this. Maybe this needs to get put down. I don't know what the fuck. This doesn't look, like, healthy, right? And the other dog is just a cute little, it was like a boxer or something. I can't remember what the fuck it was. I'm good. It's like a boxer or whatever, and it's named a Ruger. That's my favorite firearm brand. I have a Ruger tattoo and shit. It's already named that. It's just like cute little, and it has dark eyes, and its family's abandoning it, and my family abandoned me, and it's this fucking thing. I'm 23 years old, and I'm single. I've never had a fucking dog in my life, and I'm just starting to feel like, I'm like, maybe this is what, like, I have this connection with this dog. I've never really felt that before, and it was weird, because I'm not much of an animal person, too much, but I do like dogs not being older. But then I'm like, no, this is fucked up. I don't need to take this. Twice isn't your problem. You need to drop this fucking dog back off at this lady's place. Blah, blah, blah. What's wrong with you? Okay. He won't take no for an answer. So I go trivia night. He follows me to trivia night, and then he meets me at the dog father when they're serving hot dogs.
Can I come in?
So you can come in. I need a break. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, with all that, I'm walking down. I live right up the street from Ned's, and so I'm walking down there for trivia night, and I'm really going to go hit the dog father, that food truck, before I go in. And I go out there and I start to get in line, but then I hear Cole yell, Mason, Mason. And I look over and it's not Mason, but Cole and Tobias. It's Cole and Tobias leaning against the car with these 2 dogs in there. I know that Tobias hates dogs. I'm already concerned this is going to end up as more
really
ash
bad.
for one of his... this is going to end up something really bad and morbid and dark.
He's going to turn dog ashes.
Yeah. Tobias is... as much as I love Tobias, he is soulless, and he is willing to do what's necessary to get the job done.
He doesn't give a fuck. He will drive that shit till it's on empty. He runs out of gas all the time.
He'll burn his engine up just cold-heartedly and not care.
just to not.
And then I'll have his date walk to somewhere to get
get him
water,
gas, and then she'll block him and be like, "Why'd you block me? Why did you not want to fucking continue to try to fuck with me?"
That being said, I love this guy, and he's got a couple dogs that aren't his. And he asked me, "Hey, do you want a dog?" And I go and I look, and you heard about Ruger, the sweet looking one, but the other one was the most chupacabra looking, like mangy, like cuts.
Would you describe
in his
it
ears.
like a troll?
Oh,
you had a good description. What was it?
There's a lot of descriptions you could give it.
It was just a rough dog that had a rough life that didn't get
It was
fed.
a rugged ass dog. I felt bad for it, but it needed to live its life and go on to the next. And I didn't want to be the one to be the arbor of death for it. And also, Tobias shouldn't either. He just picked up these dogs
for no
from this
fucking
random
reason.
fucking chick.
For no fucking reason. And so then I'm yelling at him to get his children to support. What is wrong with him? Why is he spending all day doing this? What the fuck? And he's like, well, you want this dog, right? Well, you want this. And then it came down to it, and I was like, man, I'll take the fucking dog. But yeah, it's Tyler. And Tyler was like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because everyone I asked is like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't get a dog. And
Don't get a fucking dog.
But you adopt dogs, so what do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's different. I don't know. I don't adopt them all the time, but I hadn't had a dog. Well, my last dog, almost a year ago to the day, just disappeared. So I hadn't had a dog in a while.
I love her. She was awesome.
Yeah, Yon.
It was cool as fuck. Rest in peace, Yon.
Rest in peace, Yon. Yeah.
But yeah, I got this new puppy I've been working with. She's doing all right.
What's the puppy's name? Oh yeah, you already mentioned it. It was like Potato and
Potato and Cherokee. Nuna.
Nuna, she's a sweet little dog. I like that.
She is a sweet dog. She was more like a potato when she was small. Now she's a whole hound. Yep.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I never had a dog. I was 23. I only had cats up to this point, and I just wanted to try it because it's like, what else do I have to fucking get up for? But then I thought of the logistics, and I was like,
Tobias should just take these dogs.
So this shouldn't be my problem. This should be I want to get a dog when I'm ready to get a dog. Not someone just shows up at my fucking house with a dog that it's bullshit. I don't know. Whatever, man. Fuck him.
Yeah, that was pretty morbid.
That was a good. But hey, that's the thing.
Did he take the dog? Do we know what happened?
I don't want to ask. I didn't ask.
I think it's okay. That we don't.
I really don't want to fucking know what he did with them goddamn things, but I bet they're probably
Nope. We don't know what happened.
Made some Choctaw stew.
There might be some.
Look, man, I would have kept him over at my trailer if I had
that
yard
space.
space.
Either.
If I had the yard space for it, I would say yes, but I don't have the yard space for a fucking dog.
Yeah, they kick people out over your
place. I barely have the yard space for my cats, bro.
Imagine if Hunter also had like a dog trying to kill everybody, like every other neighbor,
like every other neighborhood in that whole part of the town.
Dude. I'm sure for my cats,
the north end of Tahlequah, I swear to God, is the place.
Your cats are scared for their life every time trying to go in the door. Just dogs.
They just know it's a predatory environment. They just know that something fucked up. They just know it's fucking like. It's like imagine if you had like a whole bunch of dudes in ski masks with AKs like outside your place, just one per household.
Just one per household. Yeah.
Just chained up somewhere. Yeah. Whatever your worst enemy is, I don't know what your arch nemesis is.
My worst enemy.
Yeah, what scares the shit out of you?
Res dogs.
I was gonna try and do a throwback to like the rednecks' fear of like the gay.
You should have, yeah.
Or the Chinese government.
Liberals.
Liberals.
No, you just say white people.
Just white people. Yeah.
You're not scared of them. You look down on them, right?
Yeah, I'd rather they not be in my yard.
Rich old white people should not be in my yard. Yeah, dude. Just don't. Yeah, dude. My cats can be in my yard, not rich old white people, bro.
If rich old white people in your yard, it's usually a bad sign. It means you're about to get evicted.
That's usually a sign that you should probably start shooting and asking questions later.
Alright, I don't know if we can advocate for that, but I won't advocate for that. I just want to say it's awesome, and you should be shooting more people get on your property.
Shooting landlords.
The tax man
landlords, taxman, census takers.
Yeah, census.
I was a property manager.
I nicked the census, man.
But I didn't own the land.
To somebody like all fucked up in a shitty apartment, you might be the landlord.
Right, but to actually explain, I wasn't profiting off of land I owned. Like I was doing all the hard work the landlord was supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
and getting paid $9 an hour for 20 hours a month.
Study for 9
and having crackheads knock on my door all the time till 2:00 in the morning.
Do you even remember that month?
I remember the month of getting the job. I remember when I was landlord. That went
Do you
off for
remember
like 3
when
months.
you messaged me and asked me if it was a good idea?
And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Do you know that, Marina?
What's that?
So I was actually I can speak about this. I don't really
He's
care.
kind of a landlord.
So I wasn't. God damn it, that word is so. Because everyone's like, kill the landlords, eat the land, let's lynch. And I'm like almost on board with that, but I wasn't that. It was a different situation, right? So I was living in Trimble. I think I mentioned this on one of ours already, but I had a month where I blacked the fuck out. I didn't remember what the fuck happened. And then there was this old pedophile that was like the maintenance man at Trimble. His name is Art, and I hate this dude, and I hope he fucking dies. I don't like him. So yeah, his Art. He's the only man I met named Art. He was a big old middle-aged man with a big bushy mustache, and he fucking had like thin wire-frame glasses, and he had trucker hair, and he just talked like this, and he always had young women and fat women coming in and out of his apartment all the time. And then like it would be weird. Sometimes they would go in, and then he'd be outside, and then another dude would go in, and then like an hour would go by, and then the lady would come out, and then the dude would come out. And I was like, what in the fuck? He was a bad guy. I heard other people say that he was a pedophile. I heard people say that he was a rape. I didn't know what, but he gave me those kind of vibes. So I didn't like Art. Fuck Art. Right? So, and he also just wasn't a good maintenance man. He tried to fix a fucking door with like a broken Dollar General screwdriver. Like one time, like that's all he, like it was fucked up. He didn't know a dick about shit. And so anyways, I didn't think that at the time just yet. But I still thought he was kind of a creep. He was sitting there, I was like, yeah. It was just bullshit with me, because he would just talk to everybody there. He said he was the security guy, and my security guy, all he would do is just walk around with a flashlight at night and just like dick around. And he was probably like, and he's like, yeah, I get extra money. I get money taken off my rent for being security. I'm the guy that calls our cops on everyone. I'm the guy that's the fucking, like, you fucking suck, Art. You fucking suck. And he's also stealing shit out of people's houses after they get evicted. So he's just a fucking, just fuck this dude. Okay. So Art is like, yeah, everybody's been landlord here, or property manager here, keeps quitting the job. They had it was Macy Matthews and her boyfriend were there before me at one point, and then it was Jerry Moore's son was one of them. And Jerry Moore was like a lawyer. He used to be my mom's lawyer and retainer, and he owned the place at the time. Not Property Solutions owns it. I was one of the last managers there. But I don't know why. But so what happened is that he was like, yeah, they all keep quitting. They keep looking for somebody. I mean, I was like, really? I might be down. What's the deal? He told me the deal. It was like $9 an hour, I think, and then they take some off your rent and blah blah, and they give you the 2-bedroom down there. And I was with my ex, and then I think James was saying with it sometimes. I just wanted the extra space. It was us becoming adults. It was us figuring our shit out, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I had my mom talk to her lawyer who owned the place, and she talked me up real hard. And they had me interview with this old Indian lady in the apartment I'm going to be moving into. She asked me to come in. She's smoking Eagle 20 menthols and dashing them in the sink of the place I'm about to move into. So I'm like, okay, the bar here is not real fucking hot. Like, I think I can do it. And so I just lied kind of partially. Like, I helped work with my brother at a hotel, but I didn't manage a hotel. I lied about that, and then she said good references, and then she's like, all right, here you go. Gave me this big old list of everybody's leases, this big old book of this unorganized shit, this folder full of unorganized shit of all the places in there, and then a key to every single apartment in Trimble on a big cork board. Give me a key to every single apartment in Trimble, and then a bunch of envelopes. And it's like, all right, here you go. And then a timesheet. And I was supposed to write down the times I worked, but okay, so I was like, all right, so I'm going to do this place at the ghetto. I'm going to let these tweakers get evicted. I'm not going to fucking, like, be lenient on them. I'm going to try to advertise it different, find, like, 2 good ones, and, like, do, like, sketchy listings on Marketplace and get, like, college kids to move in there when the fall comes. Make it, like, a little fucking, just make it not as bad, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was going to do a few things, but they required a lot of work, right? So I worked my ass off cleaning out some of the apartments for a while. I turned in a check, or a timesheet for, like, I don't know, like, 40, 35 hours for a month, right? For a month. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, I'm not paying you that. We've never had someone work more than 20 hours a month. You can't do that. I was like, what the fuck? Basically, everything I do for the apartment, all the cleaning, all the doing the business, all the showing apartments, all that shit. That's why I told it out to be. It was like 4. He's like, nope, not doing that. And then they like lowered it, and then I got like another check that was shitty. And then this is real funny. I got arrested for something unrelated. Went to jail. Got out of jail, and they sent me a letter, and they were like, hey, you're fired as landlord. And then the lady called me. She's like, hey, just letting you know, we were going to fire you before you got arrested. It wasn't about the getting it. Just so you're clear, you suck. You were getting fired. Just so we're clear. You were fucking terrible. You're an asshole to everybody. You're fucking... And I didn't think like that. What happened is that at the beginning of the job, they asked me, do you want to fire Art or not? That's your decision. I'm like, yeah, we're firing Art. She's like, are you sure? Okay, well, then you're going to have to fire... Like, it means you got to do other shit. And then they want me to fire Art. And then he started, like, just... Since he still lived there, I raised his rent up. Because I fired him because he got me a job. He got me a job, and I fired him from the job under him. Like a complete fucking cutthroat motherfucker.
That's pretty awesome.
So he's pretty mad. So then he started like, yeah, he's an asshole. Fuck him. He's selling drugs. He's doing just snitching on everything he could. And he got me fired. And then I was like, all right, fuck this. And we kept the apartment, and then we got evicted. But that's how the story of like when I was a fucking property manager. I have some other little details from that. We'll go into some other day.
You try to fucking gentrify the fucking
I was trying
place,
my best to do my
bro.
best to gentrify it, but it wasn't easy.
That's not gonna be, no.
That's your lesson. Is gentrification's a lot harder.
They fucking think. Well, wait, I'm from here though, so it's not gentrification, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not upper middle class.
That's a grassroots.
I was trying to be a landlord for the people. I was trying to be the people's landlord. I was trying to be a cool gun carrying, weed smoking landlord. You know what I mean? And they respected it.
As
it wasn't like a.
As one should.
Like when I was legal to do that, they thought that was cool as fuck. They just open carried and fucking smoked a bunch of cigarettes and hung out and just fucking.
Yeah.
It was different, like an old Indian lady, which is who they had before. Like the meanest, oldest Indian lady you can think of. What? Who said that? Who told you? What? Who said? But that's just how she talked to me all the time. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? I don't even know.
Oh,
I hate that lady.
Oh man.
Yeah. Old Indian ladies, bro. They can fucking be
they're
mean,
a different
bro.
breed. They're a different breed.
Shit, dude. My grandma, sometimes we couldn't take her out in public, right? She was racist to everyone who was not native, bro. If you were a Native American, you were cool. But if you were any other fucking race, bro, she was racist as fuck. And she would let everybody know how she fucking felt, like, on a daily basis. Like, we couldn't drag her out anywhere, bro. And then she's only got one leg, right? She had a bad surgery one time, had to get one of her legs amputated. Like, yeah,
what the fuck happened?
The hospital actually fucking left like a padding inside of her foot whenever they closed it up.
What the fuck? And so they
They
got
got
sewed
infected.
up with like cotton or what was it?
It was like a fucking one of those what do you call it, man? Like
gauze or
like a gauze, yeah, dude, like a gauze, and they didn't fucking know, and they sewed it back up, and it got infected. It gave her like blood poisoning, actually, and yeah, they had to amputate her leg, and after that, yeah, dude, she was always one like she was. I remember visiting her back in the hospital, and she was out of it, dude. Like, she was morphine the fuck out, bro. She was mellow, dude. She was zonked, man. She fucking okay. So she told me to go ahead and take the stop sign that was outside the window. Like, I can take that home with me. Dude, it was like outside the window, home with you, and I was like, okay. Like, I didn't do anything. I just fucking sat there.
She
Like,
told you could have it though.
yeah, she told me I could have it.
yours. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Was it your aunt or your grandma? I can't remember.
That was my nana, bro.
Nana?
That was my mom's mom, bro. Like, yeah, dude, she was a crucial figure in my life. I still I still take her teachings to this day. Like, yeah, dude. Like, she was also an influential figure on kind of like my cultural shit too, man. Because I remember going and gathering like natural ingredients for like dinner. Like, we go out and we collect like fucking wild onions, and then we go out by the highway and collect some blackberries. And we would go down and we'd get some fucking crawdads over from the creek.
Hell yeah,
Like,
go
dude.
catching crawdads.
Yeah, I didn't fry that shit up.
Crawdads, if anyone's
So-
outside Oklahoma, that's what other people call crawfish. But
That's
they're,
also pretty
they're
fair.
like smaller or bigger. I can't remember the difference. There's a small difference, but
They're like the same animal, but they live in a smaller creek, so they're smaller.
some smaller crawdad, smaller ponds.
A crawfish, small crawfish is a crawdad.
Okay,
If you live in like Arkansas, Oklahoma, or Missouri,
Crawfish.
well, that's good to know. I have a fucking little anecdote about crawdads where my dad bought some one time from Reese's when we got our food stamps. That's what you do. And he bought some frozen fucking crawdads and he left them in the fucking fridge. And what they don't tell you is that when they have crawdads at Reese's, not like caught crawdads, they freeze them alive, apparently. So as we're sitting there, they thawed out. They start crawling out the bottom of the refrigerator like a fucking zombie movie or some shit like that.
Oh,
One of the
no.
cats grabbed one, tore its fucking head off, fucking went, dragged it underneath our bed. Our bed smelled like dead, rotten crawdads for like 2 months because we didn't have a fucking way to check it. There was crawdads everywhere. We didn't get to eat a single one. The cats tore them up where they were crawling all over the fucking floor and shit, just wondering what the fuck they got into probably.
that's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, so if you're not thawing them in a sealed container is what I'm trying to say.
so the
more you
cats
know.
won't get them.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Crawdad, I hardly know him.
Craw-
That was dark.
crawfisher. I heard like crawdad.
Crawdad,
Hey, I'm just
I don't
saying,
know.
fried crawdad is pretty good, man. And it's
Fried? I
pretty
don't have
fucking-
fried. I always have boiled.
That's how we did it, bro. We fucking fried those bitches, bro. Skinned them and fried them.
You can do both, yeah.
Get the
Yeah, some
pinchers
people
off,
will get
bro,
the
and
small
just
ones
fucking
and just fry them and just eat them.
toss them in the pot, bro.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they boil.
My grandma used to do that.
Yep.
How did she make it? Do you know how she made
Yeah.
it?
Your
I don't
grandma's
know. I
crawdad
was
soup
real
recipe.
little.
Oh, okay.
I was real little.
Do you remember what
But
it
I was
tasted
used
like?
to. Yeah.
Was it like a creamy soup, like a
No, it was like more of a broth.
broth? Was there
Yeah.
just bits of crawdad in there? Or?
Yeah, and some like vegetables in it. It was pretty good.
Huh. I never had a crawdad soup.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always had just fried crawdads.
I've always had like boil. I never had fried though.
it was pretty good though. I really did.
Huh. That's pretty cool. My friend's making kanachi balls, which is like
Oh, yeah.
the hickory nut, mashed up hickory nut.
My grandma made those too.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's like a Cherokee delicacy. You usually just old ladies out there making it.
Was it cornmeal or
And,
what?
No, it's just they get the hickory nut, and they used to use like a whole wooden mortar and pestle, but now
Yeah.
usually they just use a hammer and a box or
Fuck
something.
yeah.
And just fucking mash the shit out of it,
Yeah,
bro.
you roast the nuts under like a wood stove or something hot. I guess you could probably bake them now, and it dries them out. Mash it up, and then all the oils in it will let it stick into like a ball with all the bits of shell in it. But then I think they like boil it, and then the
Sounds
wood-
complicated as fuck.
the shell bits float up, and they like skim it off, and then it's like a soup, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like a nut soup, and they
A
add
nut
like
soup.
rice to it sometimes. You can have it like sweet or salty or whatever.
What kind of nuts do they use?
Hickory nuts, but my friend's making some out of pecan. She's
Oh, pecan. Yeah.
do a little switch up.
Pecans are technically a fruit, or is it walnuts? Walnuts are technically a fruit, right?
Walnuts, pecans, and hickory nuts are all in the same family.
You might be right then. I don't know shit
Yeah.
about nuts. I'm not a nut expert like you.
Yeah, I'm nuts about
These nuts.
These nuts.
Hunter's like, what do you know about these nuts?
The hot guy.
Classic.
God.
Classic.
Fucking got him, boys. Red team go. Red team go. We got him, boys.
Fuck
Oh,
them.
may I ask you a question?
You may absolutely ask me a question.
Do you know anything about dragons?
A little bit. Why?
Dragging these nuts on your face. That was good, huh? That was nice.
He said why?
God.
He's like, yeah, I know a little something.
It's only because
Sorry, I had
it's
to.
only
I
because
had
I'm
to. I had to.
it's only because like I'm a straight Sigma male.
That's cause, yeah, you're gonna stick my dick in your mouth.
I just set him up. That was hard.
The first time at the bar I did that, it was pretty fun.
That was the funniest thing I'd ever fucking seen.
Because you were like, I'm above alpha, I'm sigma. And I was like, you can
No, I didn't. Josh said that.
Josh said it, yeah. And I said, you can stick my dick in your mouth.
Which is classic. I love when you throw out like a funny rape joke at someone they aren't expecting it. Like you, when you do it.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that is like a rape. Oh,
No, that's
God.
the implication.
Well, now I feel.
But it's like, I got him.
God damn it. Yeah, I did get him.
You could. You totally could do if you wanted to, but.
Got him.
But that's
got
not.
him, boys.
Jesus. Not Josh.
Well, you're just so much
Something
bigger than him.
terrible.
He's so scared of
Damn
you.
it.
For anyone that hasn't seen Mason,
I know-
Mason is like 7'5", fucking 345. But Mason's one of the biggest people
Yeah,
on the
I'm a
planet.
Samoan giant, essentially.
Mason is like his one of his cousins is actually The Rock.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's my nephew.
No, how fucking tall are you for real?
I'm only 6'3".
Only 6'3".
Yeah. Well, you set me up like I'm 7'5".
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, like I'm
On purpose.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, now whenever people see you, they're gonna think you're really short, like Rogan.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck! I thought he was like 7 foot. Turns out he's
Like
goddamn
6'3", he's a little midget
little
man.
midget ass. You know, whenever I take a shower, you know, most shower heads are 5'8",
Yeah.
and so
I didn't know it was that height, but I knew they're short as fuck.
they're average 5'8". So
You got a duck underneath that shit?
Yeah,
I have to
do.
squat like, and you ever had the luxury of looking up into the shower water?
Not
Like
since
where
I
it
was a
runs on
child.
your face?
Not since I was a child.
Yeah, if I want that, I have to.
My dad's calling. I wish I kind of almost want to pick up.
I don't know if that would. I don't know if it record.
I'm
that.
not. I don't know. Let's
No,
see if he
don't
said. I'm gonna
answer.
say.